economy. Hey, Susan.
Hey, Neil. So holiday celebrations are likely to be different this year than other years, definitely smaller, but hopes of a vaccine might mean a few more travelers this time around, the most since before the pandemic started. United adding 1,400 flights, predicting last-minute bookings for Thanksgiving, with half buying their tickets less than a month before departure. And it's not just United. We have JetBlue adding 25 nonstop flights from New York to Florida, Puerto Rico, the Dominican, and Haiti. Now, travel has been decimated by COVID, but some hope that with this Pfizer news of vaccine approval before year's end, that the sector will be staging a comeback. Some of the best performing stocks over the past week, recovering 10 to 20%. Still, though, as you know, Neil, trading at half the levels that they were before. But hopefully things will get better from here. And hopefully, Neil, we can see our families pretty soon.
All right. Thank you, Susan, very, very much. It's the company. Susan, what are you finding out about this?
I'm going to test you later on, Neil, so prepare. That's right. So this is the third Apple event in 2 months, and they're calling it the most innovative fall in Apple's history. So we have the new MacBooks that are being released and announced right now. But here's the catch. After 15 years, Apple is now building their own chips that go inside. Listen to Tim Cook.
The Mac has always been about innovation and bold change. In June, we announced that the Mac is taking another huge leap forward by transitioning to Apple Silicon. And we promised that the first Mac with Apple Silicon would arrive by the end of this year. Well, that day is here.
Yes, that's right. So that ends 15 years with Intel chips going inside Apple MacBooks. Apple Silicon is the name of the chip, and the first one that they have made is called M1, and that's going into the new MacBook Air that they just announced, which is now shipping for $999. And then the smaller version, a MacBook Mini, which is the first in Apple's history, $699 for a small laptop. I found that very interesting. You know, Macs saw a record quarter from July to September, selling $9 billion worth in sales. In fact, it was one of the best quarters for Macs going all the way back. And they're saying it's a work from home trend, the education trend, and people are buying these Apple computers. If we can bring up some of the charts here, I wanted to show you that, yes, it ends a 15-year history with Intel going all the way back to 1984. Motorola was the first, PowerPC, and then Intel. But then take a look at the Mac contribution to the bottom line at Apple. As I mentioned to you, $9 billion. Yes, we know the iPhone is still making up more than 50% of sales. Services with the Apple TV, the Apple Care, and Music, 14.5%. But look at Macs. This is a revival, Neil, harking back to the Steve Jobs days before the invention of the iPhone, when they last made this type of money from those computers. But now, you know, Apple is a big factor when it comes to chips. In fact, one of the largest chip makers in the world, since not only do they make the chips that go into these new Macs, but also in the iPad and the iPhones, and they are someone to contend with in the future. They may not sell these chips now, but you can imagine that this could be a revenue stream in the future if they wanted to. Not that they need the money, right?
Not that they need it. And they still do these big announcements virtually, right? That's going to be the rule for a while, I guess. But it has not hurt the response or the sales afterwards, right?
Definitely not. And this, as I mentioned to you, third event in 2 months. And yes, they are going all virtual. I don't know if you've ever attended one of these Apple launch events, but you know, there's a lot of soiree, a lot of fanfare that goes into it. But I would say also the production quality is probably better in these produced events, probably better than the ones that you go to in Cupertino. I don't know if you agree with me.
No, they're definitely big. I remember my kids when they were little and they would watch it on TV, and they do the phone announcements and all. They thought the phone was actually that size. That's impossible. How can I call anyone on that?
One more thing is what they call this. Yeah.
One more thing. All right, Susan, that was great. Thank you very much,
Susan. On the planet?
Oh, there's a line that I missed here.
Oh, yeah?
Susan is going to tell us about a celebrity who is on board with Peloton. Who is it?
Beyonce.
Thank you.
Beyonce. Can you name one Beyonce song? Try.
Not right now.
Halo.
Yeah, that one.
There you go. Drunken Love.
Yeah, there you go.
There.
Wait, did you say Drunken Love?
Yeah.
That's the name of a song?
And what's her husband's name?
No idea.
Jay-Z. Close.
Drunken Love?
Yes. So that'll be part of the repertoire with Peloton. And in fact, Beyonce actually initially lifted the stock 4%. It's a multi-year partnership, so they will create a series of themed workouts using Beyonce songs, something that you will get into, I'm sure, and she's been a long-time Peloton member.
Did you say the stock went up 4%?
4% came back down. Oh, now we're back up. 6.5%.
So when that was announced, the
Yeah.
stock went up.
That's power of Beyonce. Here in Scottsdale, Arizona, customers can order from their local Walmart stores and then get their groceries dropped off by a Cruise car. Cruise, owned by General Motors, GM, and it's one of 6 different self-driving car companies that Walmart is working with, and that does include Ford, also Alphabet to own Waymo as well. No word yet on the financial details of this deal, but other retailers have also been trying out autonomous driving and delivery. That includes Kroger's testing out driverless delivery. Amazon also recently buying up the driverless car company called Zoox for $1 billion. And really, this is focused on the last mile delivery that retailers need these self-driving vehicles for, meaning from the fulfillment centers to the front doors. And that's hard to find right now and fulfill.
It's coming. I mean, these
Of course,
self-driving
next
delivery
year.
cars are coming. I always thought they were at the end of the decade or something, but no, I mean, they're coming.
Right, because you didn't think self-driving was going to be around in your lifetime, as you said, right?
That's true, and I'm still alive and it's here.
Exactly, so it might happen.
I think it probably will, actually.
Yes, sooner than expected.
There's a lot of things I have to retreat from that I've said in the last 5 years. I've got to
Yes.
retreat on a number of fronts, and that's a fact.
We'll hear about it in the commercial break. Yes, it's a long
We'll talk
list.
privately.
Yes.